This is my hardcore world, and I've built so many different things already in this world. One of the very first things I built was this spruce tree farm, and let's just say it's not the best, but we built it when the world was very new and we didn't have much things to kind of build with. But it has been well over 650 days since we built that tree farm, so it's time to build a bigger and better version, and this time we're going to use oak. And recently we kind of created this massive area over here which has nothing built there, so it's time to build the very first thing on this side of the base. This area in here I think is going to be perfect for that, but of course we do need to do some terraforming because right now it seems like it's going to be pretty hard to build anything on this slope. But both of my shovels are completely gone, so I have to head to the end. I'm gonna make sure to bring my other pickaxe with me just so I can repair it, but let's head over there now and get that fixed up really fast. And oh, I missed. Oh my days, how did I miss that? That's embarrassing. Now I know the end farm that I've got is not the best. We've been using this since pretty much day 100, but it does get the job done and does everything that I needed to do. And there we go, completely fresh tools, just as easy as that. So we can head back and get started on that area. Oh man, it's already nighttime, that kind of sucks. Now I do need to empty all of my shulker boxes, they're still completely full from our last kind of project that we worked on. But thankfully for you, with a little bit of editing magic, it's already done. Oh my days, I do this way too often. But now let's head all the way back and finally get started on terraforming this area. Oh man, there are so many mobs here. This is not the best way to start this, I'm not gonna lie. So my idea is to kind of lower quite a bit of this mountain down to the bottom level and create a kind of level somewhere in the middle, roughly about here, where I'm gonna build like some kind of lumber mill. This entire area here is gonna be dedicated to the entire lumber mill, and it's gonna be a very aesthetic build. I'm so excited to try and build this. Now, the functionality of this lumber mill is going to be very limited, but the goal here is to make a world that looks and feels like it's actually real. Oh my days, I should have moved away quicker. These cheeky creepers always blowing up all my stuff, all my hard work. I'm not going to stand for it, mate. Now that the sun is rising, let's go ahead and get started on terraforming this entire thing and kind of see what I can come up with. And oh my days, what a difference this makes. Compared to before, this place is completely different. And I know exactly what we need to do next. I want to section off this area to make it very obvious where the kind of limits of this lumber mill is going to be. Now, I'm going to create a fence to do that. And I want to use a design I haven't ever used in this world before. And I'm going to need some spruce logs, so let's chop up a couple of these cheeky fellas. I have no idea how much I'm actually going to need, but I'm sure almost a stack should be enough, right? I'm sure it will be. And of course I want to grab up some oak trapdoors, mostly because I use spruce way too often. So I'm trying to use more oak, even if it's just the trapdoors. I'm just going to bring an entire stack just in case. So let's see what we can come up with. Man, this area looks so much better now that it's actually fixed. I'm excited to get something in here. It's going to look even better when that is done. Now, because of how much stone we collected, I want to make sure that I incorporate some stone into this as well. And I'm going to do that in the form of stone brick walls. So I guess 3 stacks should be enough. And we're going to go probably from about here, and I'll expand them 6 blocks long, just with like a stripped spruce log like that. And then of course another 3 stone brick. Then once again the spruce log. And I'm going to leave like 1 or 2 blocks in between this road and where this fence is going to be, kind of like this. Oh, we need an entrance as well, and right here looks like a really good spot. If you look at this area, I created these kind of stone walls, and the width between them is almost perfect for like a road to go through, and I think it would be nice to have it come all the way through. Now, thankfully, I got a bunch of mud for the last project, so we have more than enough to create the roads. But I do need to go back to my base once again on my days just to get some wheat, because that's one thing I don't have at the new project site. I threw it all into here. 24 hay bales, is that going to be enough? I don't think so. Do we have more? Come on, we've got to have more here somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's in the hoppers. Oh my days. I knew we had a lot of it spare. But now let's head back, create a bunch of packed mud, and get a road up in there as well. I have a feeling once we get the road in here, this thing's already going to be looking absolutely insane. I don't know, roads just make things look so good. Make sure I do some mud bricks as well, just for a little bit of texture. And we'll go here. We'll just dig it kind of all the way around this kind of thing here. Once again, leaving a little bit of grass on the side, just so we can plant in some flowers and some short and tall grass. And I guess it'll just connect over here. I mean, this has worked out really well. When I was kind of digging out this place, this wasn't the intention of these stone walls, but once I saw it all together, the idea kind of just came to my mind very easily. And that's one of the main reasons I really like to do like big terraforming projects, or I guess maybe it's not massive, but we did change the land, so it is very different to what it was before we did anything to it. Like this area was completely different. This was a very hard to work on kind of hillside. There was no way we would build anything. And just kind of shaping the land how I want allows you to kind of get good at seeing how you can fit things in. And I mean, this was completely by chance, I'm not gonna lie, but look at that. That looks perfect, man. Maybe it's just because I've spent hundreds of hours terraforming now. I just kind of do it automatically, I guess. Dude, this looks so good. That makes me so hyped. This is going to be so sick, guys. I just feel dirt in underneath just because... Is it laziness? I don't know. It uses so much wheat. It's very expensive to make this stuff, I'm not going to lie. But I guess that's why we have so many kind of farms over there. And there we go. This is now the kind of road in here. Makes it feel like a very fancy mansion road kind of thing. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. You know how the mansions have the massive kind of roads where you come in one gate and you exit out the other? That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this. But we'll continue this right on the other side. Okay, this is a bit awkward. I might need to raise this up a little bit. So if I go like this, okay, like this, right? And then I can bring this out a little bit more as well. Certainly not perfect, but I think it's going to get the job done. And it'll give us more room in this area too. So I think that'll work out nicely. Oh my days, not one of these cheeky fellas. Die. I'm not sure how much I like this. I think I want to do I do it here? Like that? And then like that? I don't know. I don't think I like it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this back and then bring this back as well. So these are in line like that. Okay, that's better. Boom. Okay. And there we go. Now we've got all of the kind of perimeter put in here. So it's looking a little bit more obvious where this kind of lumber mill is going to be. At least the area it's going to occupy. We got a couple cheeky buggers in here that we have to quickly remove from the premises. And I think I want to add like a spruce slab on top of the gate because it seems a little boring right now. So I'm hoping just a simple slab will give us everything we need for that. It's also going to make the kind of stone walls change a little bit. As you can see, when you place a slab on top, it kind of grows. So I think I like that. That looks nice. And it makes the fence a little bit taller. Yeah, I think that's cool. Oh man, I don't think we're going to have enough. We are so close though. Oh my days. We almost had the perfect amount of logs. That is insane. Look at that. We were literally 4 away. That's crazy. One more log and we would have had enough. Dude. Now these trapdoors, I was going to add onto the top, but I think I'm going to add a lantern there. And instead maybe the trapdoors kind of on the outside like that. I think that's nice. I think it's really nice. And then the lantern on top is going to give a little bit of light in as well. So I think that's definitely going to be the go. Plus it allows us to actually jump over because I don't want to have to run all the way around every time. I like efficiency, you know what I mean? But I'm going to need to make a bunch more. Oh my days. Now I don't know how I'm going to get this whole area here to work. If I'm being completely honest with you, I kind of made this area so I didn't have to dig it all the way down. Because, look, I've done so much digging in the last kind of 100 days. I'm kind of a little bit overdoing all the big digging projects for a bit. I want to kind of relax on that, mate. But I'm going to quickly make up the rest of these trapdoors. I think I'll need a little bit more. Fingers crossed that's going to be enough. Surely it will be. If not, I'm probably going to cry. And it won't be happy tears. That is for sure. You can get right out of here, mate. Not a chance I'm going to have you exploding again. And bye. Alrighty. This area is looking a lot better. I mean, it's not really much yet. But it's showing signs of looking really awesome. Now the next thing I needed to do, I guess, is kind of plan how I want the building to be. And I know I want to use oak logs. I haven't got many on me. I probably should have grabbed more. Let's see how good we can keep our storage today. Usually it is not good at all, but I'm gonna try. Okay, we have our perimeter set up. We have our little road coming through. Now I need to figure out the main kind of lumber mill thingy-majiggy up here. And I'm assuming I'm gonna need a crane to get kind of logs up and down. So what I'm gonna do is head back to my base, grab up a bunch of oak logs, and I think I'm gonna use dark oak as a trim for the roof. So let's see if we got some of that as well. We got 7. That's not gonna cut it. Come on, mate. But we have a bunch of oak logs. That's definitely gonna cut it. Do I have dark oak saplings? I do. So I'm gonna grab up these as well as some bones, or I'll take the bone meal. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of mess around it and see what kind of shape I can come up with for the kind of main lumber building. And I'm just going to create the kind of outsides and foundation using the oak logs, and of course using some dark oak as well. I'm going to plant up a bunch of trees and just start chopping these bad boys down. And we'll see what kind of shape we can come up with. And once we have that shape, we're going to be able to kind of figure out what block palette we're going to be using for the walls. I literally only got 3 dark oak saplings from that. So hopefully 40 dark oak logs is enough. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that started now. So this is kind of what I came up with. We've got this massive area for where big logs can come in here and I guess get stripped maybe. And then we've got a very large kind of house in here, which can be used to kind of craft things, or maybe upstairs is like an area for the workers to rest. And then on this side, we've got kind of like an area where there's going to be some storage, but I think it takes up this area very nicely. Now, the next thing I need to do is figure out the walls. Now, I know for the storage area and this main kind of house, I want to use the same palette, but for this big kind of working area in here, I want to use some bricks, which will not be the same as the other house, so it kind of stands out a little bit more. So fingers crossed we have enough bricks. I also want to use granite as a kind of extra texturing block to make it look a little bit nicer, and we have plenty of granite. Oh my days. You know, we probably don't even need that much. We'll grab 3 stack. Do we have any brick? 37. Okay, that's a little bit sad. Only 37. Maybe that's enough. I'm not actually 100% sure, but let's take these for now and just kind of fill in that entire kind of warehouse or workshop area. Dude, that looks so good. Oh my days. It's literally just the outline right now, but that kind of just makes this entire mountain seem a little less empty. So we'll make a bunch of polished granite, we'll use normal granite and also bricks, and I guess I just fill in this entire thing. I'm going to leave a kind of big space so we can create some kind of door here, just like this, but for the rest of it, I'm literally just going to fill the entire thing in, all the way up to the very top. Except for the front, I'm going to leave, once again, another big kind of door there, but this one should be 1 block higher than this. This is 4 blocks, so this one will be 5 blocks. Kind of like this. For this side, I want a door so people can access the kind of main house, but it's only going to be a very small door. Exactly like this. Now I'll just remove a bunch of this granite and start texturing it a little bit. Just like that. Don't ask me why I did it this way. I usually texture it as I build, but I thought this would make it a little bit more easy to kind of get done. There we go, that's that wall. Now I just have the other 2 walls to do. And there we go. That is all 4 walls kind of textured, and it does look a little bit strange right now. But I'm sure once we get the other blocks in there, it's going to kind of come together a little bit better. And we had plenty of granite left over, so we didn't need that extra stack. But now for the rest of the house, I'm going to go with some oak logs and oak planks. And I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to kind of fill it in, then remove some of the blocks and just replace them with the textured block. Then of course we're going to strip the oak logs in the middle, just like that. Looks very similar to the color of the planks, just with a little bit of a different texture. Now, of course, I left this gap just so I could add in some windows, at least to this section here. Now, let's go ahead and fill in the rest of the wall. I'm not sure if I want a window here. I feel like that might be a little bit too much. So I'm just going to fill this entire wall in for now. You can always change it later on. And this front bit should be a very big entrance, kind of like that. There we go, beautiful. Now, opposite that wall, over here, I am going to put in some windows. Now I'm just going to fill in the rest of the walls on the bottom floor and the very final wall, at least for the bottom floor. And honestly, I think that looks really nice. The contrast between the bricks and the kind of stripped oak logs and planks looks really nice. Now for the top floor, I'm going to use some birch. Only problem is I don't have any, so I need to go and find some. Now this entire forest has been completely removed, so I'm gonna have to head over here. And it does look like there is some birch trees over here, so thankfully I should be able to get enough. Oh, g'day mate, and goodbye. I'm probably going to try and get about 2 stacks of birch logs. I'm hoping that will be enough. And I just need to harvest 1 more tree and then that should be enough birch logs. Fingers crossed. Okay, close enough. Let's head back. On the way, I do need to grab some food because I only have 9 steak left. But I'm pretty sure I still have some cooking up, which should be ready by now. Oh yeah, 63. That is bloody beautiful, mate. Now let's head over here and fill in that top kind of floor using the exact same kind of technique we did on the bottom floor. Dude, I'm really regretting not going to get some spruce logs as well. I need to be able to walk up there. Oh my days. Thankfully, an elytra gets us back to our base extremely fast. I honestly don't think it would be possible to kind of get around our world without the elytra. Not because we can't access it, just because it would take so long. This thing is enormous, and just walking from kind of one side to the other takes forever. It would certainly add probably at least 50 whole days to our current total, which is just insane. But let's go ahead and chuck in a staircase right here. Ooh, hang on. No, this is going to be like a reception kind of area. So maybe we'll pull this back a little bit. Ooh, it's going to be just clipping this window. So maybe I should bring it forward 1 more block. Man, okay. This one here will now work. And have a look at that. Bloody beautiful, mate. Now we have like an upstairs section. I don't think I want this to go over here. I want this to be able to kind of look down a little bit. Just a very small kind of upstairs area. Now I'm going to do a very similar thing that I did downstairs. I'm going to use birch planks and also some stripped birch log. And if we have a look at that once again, the color is extremely similar. It's just a slight different texture, which is very nice. I'm of course going to make sure I include a couple windows up here as well. And there we have the very top floor done. All I need to do now is make sure I fill in these little gaps where it's going to be exposed just beneath the roof. And then 1 more just here and done. I think that is it. Is there one over here? Let's check. Oh, very, very subtle, but let's go ahead and fill that in and then we're done. Boom. And there we kind of have the shape and color of this kind of lumber mill building. I think it looks really nice. Now with these spruce slabs, let's make sure we finish up the fence like that. Very good. And we need to figure out some kind of better staircase to get up here. So I'm thinking I'm going to use some spruce slabs again, and over here we'll create some kind of very relaxed staircase, which almost looks like it's kind of been thrown in as like a afterthought or like a temporary thing, kind of like this, except I think it's a little too thick at the bottom. Let's trim it up a little bit. I think that looks very nice. Now we can get rid of this stone and we actually have access to the top. To be honest with you, I think this might be a little bit thin now. So let's go ahead and expand this out a little bit, kind of like that. Okay. Now let's grab up some oak logs and maybe some oak trapdoors as well, and just kind of create some stabilizing pillar things like this. Just every couple blocks. Is that too high? No, that should be fine. That's alright, mate. We'll go like that. And maybe we'll have an extra 2 here and then build one kind of like into the stone, just like that. Honestly, I think that looks pretty nice, to be honest with you. I'm just going to chuck in some oak trapdoors, 1 block below the top, just to make them seem a little less flat, just like that. Absolutely beautiful, mate. And I need to figure out this kind of wall up here. I don't want to use what we usually do with the stone. I want to use something a little bit different. I know I use a lot of them, but I'm thinking about using some spruce trapdoors. I think that'll look really unique and nice. Fingers crossed we have some in our storage system. I'm sure we do. I use them all the time. Boom, 39. Beautiful, mate. Maybe I'll bring some waxed copper trapdoors too. That could be nice. Alright, that should be good for now. Let's see what we can come up with. Man, just looking at this place from a distance already, it's really come together. I'm liking this a lot. Okay, so I'm thinking about having these trapdoors kind of just outside the edge. And to do that, I have to place another row of blocks, then place them like this, just on the outside of these blocks. Then I can remove these blocks and close the trapdoors like that. And that makes it hang out ever so slightly. And then on these spots, I can go ahead and place them like this. So it kind of closes it off very nicely. And I think that looks awesome. Just to kind of make it a little less boring though, every now and again, I think I'm going to add in just like a line of oak logs. How is that going to look? It looks okay. What if we add in a trapdoor like that? Oh yeah, man, that's looking good. Maybe some buttons on the very top. Okay, yes, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my days. Since we have them here, I'm going to use some spruce slabs on top just to make it a little bit higher than the spruce trapdoors. And honestly, I think that looks very nice and kind of unique. Now for these ones out here, I want to use some waxed copper trapdoors. I feel like using the spruce slabs here is going to be a little bit too much. Maybe I'll trim some of these. Okay, there we go. That is looking good. Now, of course, you can fall off, but if you do, that's on you. Just walk down, man. Come on. Maybe I'll put another kind of pillar of oak logs just here, just to make it seem more like an entrance. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with these spruce trapdoors. Just placing them on the outside just to get that little bit of depth. I think it's definitely necessary. Otherwise, it's going to look very flat and boring. Dude, I think this is coming together nice. I should put a line of oak logs in here as well. Beautiful. Oh my days. Trapdoor, and don't forget the button. There we go. I think that's coming together really nice, guys. Holy camoly. So I'm going to head over to my spruce tree farm. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish up these kind of spruce trapdoor walls. And then I'm going to start figuring out the kind of path and how it's going to look up here. So let's go ahead and get that done right now. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Oh my days. I got a little bit carried away and absolutely went to town decorating this entire kind of lower area here. And honestly, I think it's turned out really nice. So obviously there's a bunch of piles of logs which are ready to be lifted up to the crane or shipped away. And I've got a bunch of piles of crafting tables and grindstones, which kind of represent saws, a little bit of bamboo, bunch of campfires everywhere, of course, some rails, and I think it's turned out pretty nice. It's really filled in this area nicely. Now, I didn't actually do any detailing up here, so that's what we're going to be working on next. And I went to the base and grabbed a bunch of items I think we might be able to use. Now, the acacia planks is because I want to make some acacia trapdoors to use for the windows, because very recently I've been using a ton of copper trapdoors and I want to shake it up a little bit. So using the acacia I think is going to be nice, but obviously I didn't have much, so I need to go grab some more. Thankfully for us though, we have a massive savanna biome just on the other side of our base, so we should be able to very quickly and easily collect enough acacia logs to make plenty of trapdoors. It's a type of log I rarely use, so using it in this build I think is going to be nice. I want to start incorporating a lot of blocks I'd kind of avoid, and acacia is definitely one of those. But I think this should be enough. We got 39, which is definitely plenty. I mean, this build does not have many windows, so thankfully we don't need to make too much. I've got another 8. I don't know if this is going to be enough. I don't think so. We're going to be able a little bit closer. Dude, what have I done here? Have I put these in backwards? Oh my days. I can't believe I've done that. That's better. I thought it was looking a little bit weird. They are very similar to the copper trapdoors, but slightly different. So I do think it's nice. It's a little different than what we usually do. Is that all the windows? Did I actually make enough? Oh my days. That rarely happens. That is insane. Okay, but next up, I want to use some spruce fences and just add them into these kind of corners here, just like that. Very subtle. I usually use dark oak, but like I said, I want to try and switch things up a little bit. But I really enjoy putting these fences here. I think it looks nice. Actually, you know what? Let me try doing something completely different. On that warehouse over there, I'm going to keep that as the spruce fences, but I'm going to grab some oak fences and some lanterns, and I want to try and hang these like that, kind of as the kind of side detail on each of these pillars. I think that's nice. And I'll do this on them too. I think that's looking kind of nice, man. I'm gonna grab some oak logs and add the little sticky outy bits here, and then do the same thing with these hanging lanterns on the oak fence. It's completely different to what we normally do, but I think it's nice. I think changing these to logs as well as the sticky outy bits there is gonna be sweet, and then adding in a line of dark oak signs across the front, just like that. Hell yeah, man, that's beautiful. And I'll do a similar thing on the oak log extrusions as well, kind of like that. I really like how that looks. That's nice. Now I think I'm gonna add in just a couple random signs, like oak signs. Then I'll make a bunch of stone buttons and add these in too. I'll do that on these as well. There we go. Beautiful. I also made sure to grab the things to put a chimney in, because I think a chimney will definitely kind of fix up the roof, because the roof is very boring, especially over here. So if I kind of just slap a chimney in here, that's going to look really nice, isn't it? Do I use dark oak trapdoors? Will that look all right? Oh yeah, that is beautiful, I think. Yeah, that looks okay. I think some oak trapdoors is certainly going to look very nice as well. So I'll add some of these in here, and maybe some acacia leaves on top of a trapdoor. Do I have oak leaves? Oh, I have a couple. Boom, there we go. Oak leaves and acacia leaves. I'll throw some signs on the outside of them, and then maybe add in some kind of random leaves. Maybe a couple barrels as well. There we go. Beautiful, mate. I'll slap a trapdoor in there too. Make it a little bit more fancy. Okay, this place is coming together. For this entrance, I'm going to kind of shape it off like this, just using some spruce stairs and trapdoors. I think that's pretty good. And I'll do the same in here. And I'll add in some like shelving kind of units in here too. Do I have any slabs? Spruce slabs. Oh, I do. Beautiful, mate. So I'll go like that, and I can add in some barrels and maybe a pot with an acacia sapling. I'll do another one here. Why not? And I'll just add in a couple random things just to kind of make it a little less boring in here. Swap that with a lantern, and man, this is coming together pretty nicely. Can I get a couple logs in there? I feel like that makes sense. And maybe like a campfire too, just like that. I'll strip 2 of these logs. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm happy with that now. I think this is looking really sweet. For the roof, I'll chuck in some just regular spruce slabs, because it feels weird being able to see the very top of the roof. That doesn't look the best, I think. I'm gonna need a couple more. Yeah, look at that. Oh my days. I think another lantern in the top corner there. Then I can get rid of this, and maybe a lantern there too. Why not? I think that's really nice. Have a look at that. Oh my days. I don't do interiors often, but I feel like I need to start, because I'm always slacking on that. Always. And it's not the best. Interiors are definitely important. Do I have any rails left? Oh, I do. I got plenty, man. Hell yeah. Boom, boom, boom. You know what? Chuck a campfire in there too. Why not a pot? Fair enough. Create some kind of thing up here for some barrels, and maybe a grindstone as well. Boom. Yeah, man, that's beautiful. I've created this kind of whatever that is. I don't know what to call that, but it's there. And I think on the other corner, what have we got? Oh, I'll grab these campfires. Maybe I'll add in a stack of hay bales just in the corner here. Dude, I think this is looking pretty sweet. Like, this is the first interior I've built in this world. I think it looks really nice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm very happy with that. Just gonna make up some more spruce slabs so I can kind of create some kind of roof. And I feel like the roof for this one should be just flat here. There we go. And yeah, I guess I can do interiors. Maybe I should stop slacking off on it all the time. I think I've done a very good job. I mean, let me know if you think it could be better. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but I'm pretty happy with that. That's nice. I think one thing I could do is add in a couple buttons onto the floor, kind of like that. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. That's very good, I think. I hope. So that's kind of the bottom floor semi-done. At least better than nothing. Now I need to do the top floor. Add some of these hangy thingies. Oh, I can't reach that, can I? No, that sucks, man. Can I jump? Oh, look at that. Did you not see that parkour? Holy gamoly. That was insane. Slap a bad boy there. Maybe we'll get some shutters on the top level using dark oak. That's nice. Oh my days. Maybe we'll go a pot and a plant. I don't know. Does that work? I was trying to put it on like a slab, but there's no way I can get a slab in there. I got to get rid of this spruce sign, so I'll chuck that bad boy there. Maybe some oak signs there with some buttons. Why not? I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm just slapping random stuff in here. I think I'll go spruce fences up here, right? I'll go spruce signs across here, and then I'll make it look like the kind of windows are shut. So these are shutters that are closed. Slap in some stone buttons, and honestly, I don't need to go crazy on the details. I think that's pretty nice. I'll chuck in stone buttons on there. Dude, I've used so many stone buttons. Have I gone overboard? Maybe. I'm really happy with this interior. This is insane. I love it. I guess I should add like a pile of logs in here. Just random. Throw in some campfires. Chuck a couple slabs in there. Yeah, that's good. Bloody beauty, mate. There should be a slab there too. I don't know why there's no slab. Oh, the creeper exploded it. That's why. I remember. And I should have like some kind of small path to there. That makes sense to me. Should I put another pot on here? Like that. You know what? That works. That works for me. And I think kind of sectioning off this thing here, like that will be nice. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this. This looks kind of good. I would like to get some trees behind it and fix up the back of it, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with how this is now coming together. Everything on the right hand side is mostly done. The only thing remaining up here is fixing up this crane and adding in some piles of logs up here too. But my inventory management right now is not good. I know this always happens. My shulker box situation gets extremely messy. And yeah, we got a bunch of random stuff in here. And I'm going to need to go get more stuff to kind of do this crane too. But I'm going to figure that out and absolutely go to town on fixing up this side over here. So let's go ahead and get that started right now. And now that's this top area done, and I'm thinking it's looking really nice. This is definitely becoming one of my favorite builds so far. Now I have to decorate this entire area and fit it out with a bunch of trees, kind of stumps, and whatever else I can get in here. So let me show you exactly what I'm thinking of doing. Of course, I'm going to go through and add in a bunch of coarse dirt and podzol throughout here, just to make it seem like the area is all muddy and kind of torn up. People are going to be walking through here a lot. There's going to be trees being ripped out of the ground, so it's going to be a little bit harder for the grass to grow. So we're going to get that effect using these 2 blocks. I'm then going to create some kind of tree stump. So it might look something like this. Let me just grab a couple more things. So I can make it look like there's been a tree kind of cut out of the ground here by creating something similar to this. And then over here, making it look like the tree's kind of just laying on the ground. And adding a couple kind of branches, kind of like this. And of course some leaves. So let me go ahead and grab a bunch of oak leaves from our storage, because oh my days, that was absolutely horrendous. Very lucky we didn't die then. But I'm gonna grab pretty much all of our oak leaves, or at least as many as I can grab, because I know I'm gonna need a huge amount of them for the remainder of this project, because I'm gonna have to build a bunch of custom oak trees, which is gonna be a little bit difficult. But the first custom oak tree is gonna be laying on the ground. Now, when the tree's on the ground, there's going to be a couple leaves, not many. I don't want to kind of fill it out too much. Kind of like that. It does look a little bit strange. Maybe I'll cut these leaves out just like this. I think this will be okay. Something like this. Then of course, we're going to build some normal trees. These are just going to be trees that are kind of either growing or ready to be chopped down. So just a very simple design like this. A decent trunk with a couple branches that kind of become fences to make it seem like smaller branches. Then I'm just going to kind of add in a bunch of leaves around these branches here, because these standard vanilla trees are pretty ugly, I'm not gonna lie. We want this thing to look as good as we can make it, and I'm definitely not the best at making these trees, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like this is definitely gonna be better than just planting a bunch of random oak trees just like this. So like I said, it's definitely not the best, but we're gonna make a bunch of different kind of heights and shapes, and when there's more in there, I think it's gonna look a little bit better. Looks a little bit funny because it's kind of on its own right now, but I'm of course gonna add in a bunch of coarse dirt and pods all around the tree. Then we might have like a pile of logs, because obviously this is Minecraft and trees grow a lot quicker. So there's going to be a bunch of trees being chopped down pretty quickly. So when they're chopped down and kind of put into piles like that, they're ready to be kind of moved over to that area where they can be bundled up and shipped off. What do I have here remaining? Dude, not much. Not much at all. Man, I don't even have any sticks left. Oh my days. So you know what that means? Come on over here, chopping down a couple bamboo, and then boom, free stick. We got to save the trees, not turn them into sticks. We have all this bamboo that we have to get rid of, so we might as well be turning the bamboo into sticks. Boom, just as easy as that, mate. Then we'll just make up a bunch more campfires. Campfires use so many logs, man. It is insane. I've gone through so many stacks of oak logs building this thing. I had a huge amount of oak logs before we started, and yeah, not so much anymore, but it's all worth it in the end. So we're gonna get something like this. Now I'm not gonna use rails in here because obviously those logs need to be moved over to there, where they get bundled up over here to be either lifted up to the top level or shipped off to somewhere else, I guess. Now I'm also gonna add in some barrels around, and I'm also going to get a bunch of stone cutters too. Maybe not that many, we'll go 9. So the idea for these stone cutters is this is kind of, maybe we'll put one in here. I think that makes sense. Kind of like the saws that are being used. But that's how I'm going to kind of decorate this area. I'm of course going to be adding in some like bushes in the form of leaves kind of throughout as well. Just around the edges in little spots like that, and I'll make sure to bone meal the area too and add in little bits of grass because I feel like that's really going to shape this thing up a lot nicer. I'm telling you, planting bone meal is the easiest way to kind of make an area seem more realistic, I guess. Gonna make sure I plant grass on top of the mud too. Maybe it seems like weeds growing, but dude, this looks so good already. I'm so excited to kind of build this entire thing out and see how it's going to look like when we've got a bunch of trees kind of built up, a couple log piles, and just things like this all the way around. Maybe even, dude, I'm literally almost out of logs. Maybe even just like random stems or trunks that haven't been completely cleared yet. Like literally like that. And obviously there's no tree laying on the ground. It's just like that because I guess they've chopped it down and left it because they're lazy. Man, I'm so excited to do this thing. This is going to be insane. I honestly think this could be one of the best builds once it's done. Just looking at this, like, let me zoom in here. Dude, that looks insane, man. I just want to literally just go crazy and fill this whole thing out. This is going to be insane. I can't believe how good this is looking. Like just looking at this whole area from up here, man, this was nothing like not even too long ago. And we've created all of this, mind you, without any plan. All of my builds are completely freehand. I kind of design this as I'm going. I don't build them in a creative world first and then rebuild it in survival. I don't find that fun. This is how I build. I just literally clear out a space, terraform, and kind of let things happen. Just try and figure out, okay, what should go in here? I just chucked a bunch of logs and it makes sense. Look at this. Oh my days. Also, I've been going absolutely crazy, hyper focusing on trying to make the videos higher quality, so I really hope that it's working. If you guys have noticed the quality is a little bit better, please let me know so that I know I'm doing it right, or if it looks horrible, please let me know too, because I'm literally going crazy spending so much time trying to make sure I improve my videos and make them just even nicer. All I want to do is make sure that I give you guys the best possible kind of experience, and if the quality is poor, then I can't do that. That's not good enough for me. I want to make sure I do everything as good as I can. So if you've noticed anything different, or it just looks crisper, or the colors are nicer, please let me know, because yeah, I'm really trying to focus really hard on improving these videos for you, all for you, and I guess a little bit for me. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy doing this and looking back at my old videos and being like, wow, those videos were absolutely horrible. But I guess that's a good thing, because it means we're getting better, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and absolutely deck this entire area out and make it look absolutely splendid as possible, dude. I'm so excited to see this when it's done. Okay, no more wasting time, Big Jozzy. Go ahead and get crack-a-lackin', mate. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my days. Have a look at that. That is absolutely insane. I truly had no idea how amazing this was going to look. I had some big hopes for this place, but I've never really built anything kind of to this level for, I guess, a farm that isn't extremely productive. Oops, I just flew into a tree. Oh my days. But taking a look at that area behind us, if we just kind of take that area that we've just built and compare it to this spruce tree farm that we built way back hundreds of days ago, dude, the difference is night and day. And I think it's a testament to how kind of much I've improved just in the making of this whole world, which honestly hasn't been too long. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are wanting to improve at building in Minecraft, I think it's safe to say when you look at this farm and then you compare it to this farm over here, like you just need to put in time, I guess, which is exactly what I've done. And this is now what we can create when trying to kind of create the same similar thing, because this is exactly the same as that farm over there, except for oak logs. But how on earth are we going to farm oak logs here? Come on. Well, don't worry, I thought about that. And you would have seen me excavating some land behind the building at the end of the last time lapse. And there's a reason for that. So let's head back to the base real quick and just grab up something that I need. That thing being some oak saplings. Hell yeah, man. This farm wasn't originally going to be useful, but I'm making it useful. Don't you worry about that. This thing is going to be not only aesthetic as hell, but I literally have one bone. That is wild. I guess let's quickly fly into the jungle and take out a couple of these cheeky fellas. Yo, that's not fair, man. I'm coming to get you, not the other way, my boy. All right. Where are my other cheeky fellas at? We literally got 6 bones, which is not gonna be enough, mate. Oh, here you are. G'day, mate. Bro took the cut way too seriously. Needs to get back on the bulk. Get a little bit of meat on your bones, mate. I mean, look at these guys. They've been cutting their calories. Oh my days, he's strong. Okay, that guy definitely isn't cutting his calories. Oh my god, are we gonna die in the jungle? No way. I don't even know. I'm just yapping. I'm sorry. Dude, why they all have enchanted bows? That's crazy. Okay, we got 19 bones. That should be enough. Now, because I didn't think about having something behind the house at the start, it's a little bit awkward to kind of create a path. So I think instead what I'm going to do, I'm going to come into this house, just make another door because that's easy. Let me just quickly make a stair. Oh, I took all my shulker boxes and crafting tables down here. Oh my days. And we don't need the arrows. We've got way too many. Arrows are kind of useless when you have infinity. And I mean, I very rarely use my bow. But let's go ahead and chuck a cheeky fella up in here like that. And then just have some kind of path running through. Doesn't have to be fancy. No one's gonna see this. This is literally just for some logs, mate. And they should grow there, yes. Because oak trees don't really care about having blocks right next to my Can I grow that there? Oh, look at that. Isn't that just amazing? Oak trees are truly one of a kind. They will grow even if they're right next to a massive mountain. See? Look. Oh my days. What the hell? That's a big ass tree, man. Why is it using so much bone meal? Holy camole. Okay, I definitely did not have enough bones. But as you can see, you can kind of see the trees from behind, but I guess that's because that's a massive tree for some reason. I have no idea why this tree is so massive. What the hell? I've never seen an oak tree that big before. That is crazy. What is that? That's like 5 oak trees from one oak tree. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What the heck? I don't know how I did that, but I'm a little bit impressed, I'm not gonna lie. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go crazy on detailing the stone wall behind it because obviously this is outside of the border. And I did say that we do not build outside of the border, but I guess I had to break one of my rules just to be able to finish it. It didn't feel right having the mountain literally right next to the back of that building. So if we sit on this border over here, you can see this straight line right there. The back of the house is virtually right on the border and it just didn't look right. I really could not stop looking at it because it just looked so weird. So I excavated a little bit extra just to give it a bit more space and I figured we could plant trees behind. Now in the future, when we do expand outside of the map, there's no reason why I can't give a little bit more space to this oak tree farm if I feel it's necessary. Because at the end of the day, I can just plant oak trees here now. There's a place for it and get all of the oak that we need. I guess instead of just heading over to forests and chopping them down, we actually have a place to do it kind of sensibly now. But dude, what the hell? Close that real quick. What the hell, man? But dude, look at this. Have I even shown you through here properly? If we just walk through here, does this not just feel just so right? Like this is just, oh my days. Holy camole. Man, this thing looks incredible. I love it so much. I mean, this entire mountain just feels so much better now that there's actually something on that side rather than just space and land. Looking across, man, I'm so excited to have something here as well. And then another thing right there. Dude, it is going to be insane. This map is really coming together nicely. This whole thing was completely different like 100 days ago. I can't believe how much difference we've been able to kind of add to this whole world in literally 33 hours of gameplay. I mean, that is a whole lot of time. I'm not gonna lie, 33 hours? Oh my days. I need to get a life, but hey, maybe this is my life now. And yeah, thank you for that. I really love making these videos for you guys, and I'm so glad that you like them. And on that note, thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. If you're still here, you're an absolute legend, and you have no idea how much that helps. It supports the channel more than you could imagine, and I appreciate you for sticking around. I really hope you did enjoy this build, and like I said before, if you guys have noticed a kind of visual increase or improvement in the look at my videos, quality, please let me know, just so I know that I'm doing the right things. And if there's anything that's kind of weird, please let me know too, because I want to make sure that I provide the best possible video for you to watch. But guys, thank you so much, and as always, until next time, peace out.